Okay, why am I looking at your gradient,
And
Dimitri?
what gradient?
Oh, sorry, never mind.
We're live now, but what gradient?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. That's a commercial. I'm watching.
Oh.
I keep forgetting that when I'm watching it live that I have commercials. So.
Yeah, you have commercials. And we're live with another after show brought to you by The Key. It is the She-Hulk after show. We're here to talk about episode 1 of She-Hulk that we just watched, that came out at midnight tonight, and we're here at 1 a.m. And we're gonna talk about this. I'm your host, Dimitri Pereira, and as always, I got my co-host Paul Lau. Paul,
hey, I'm back.
You're back,
yeah,
man.
I'm back. I missed Miss Marvel, and it turned out to be one of my favorite shows.
So good, man.
Like, especially for the immigrant story, like it resonated really hard, and I defended the crap out of it. So, but I'm back, and it's still good, and everything's fine in the Marvel Disney shows. So
yeah, I feel like this is the Marvel phase where we've been on like the defense so much for like every single Marvel thing in this phase, right?
Yeah,
like we're on the be on the defense for Miss Marvel, and then I mean She-Hulk from the get-go, and like
before, yeah.
Let me introduce our awesome guest on the Mount Rushmore of Keeg. We got Darth Taco. You've been on the show so many times.
Yeah, and it's a pleasure every time. And then when you said that, I can't even remember where it comes from, but like someone said on the back of Mount Rushmore, is there a bunch of like asses? And then that's where my mind went. So
because they're in stocks.
It's not the back of their head; it's their literal butt. They'd be on all fours.
I've been watching too much Attack on Titan. Anyhow, I am Darth Chaco on TikTok, Darth Chaco on YouTube, Darth Chaco 7 on Twitter. If you want me to get angry and yell at people, that's where I hulk out.
Yeah.
And it's always a pleasure to come on and talk about this stuff. I've been really enjoying Phase 4, and it pains me that anyone has to defend it. And I mean, not to go too far into this rabbit hole, because it could turn into a whole episode, but sure. I love how we have decentered the MCU and are telling, because the only way to keep from getting fatigue is to tell multiple stories from different perspectives.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, there are certain people who have never not been the center of every story. And for those people, it's like picking up a left-handed hockey stick.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is terrible. And you're like, no, it's not terrible. It's just not meant directly for you. Right. And that's okay. Because, other people have had to use this, even though they're left-handed, they've had to use right-handed and had to make do with it. It doesn't mean it's bad. You're just not centered. And it pains me that we have to have that discussion, but I'll be on the front line with you right now because I really enjoyed She-Hulk.
Yeah. The only thing I'm disappointed about this first episode is that it went by so quick, and I wanted more. And I'm really jealous about the people who went to the premiere and got to see 4 episodes. Like, they're already 4 episodes deep. Like, I can't imagine. Whenever these Marvel shows start off, I'm like, I can't imagine what's gonna happen. I don't even know.
Yeah, I've been working on getting my invites to those, but it's well, actually, no, I know what strings I need to pull. I just don't do it. I'm embarrassed.
What? All I know is if I got invited to the red carpet of something, like I have to buy a whole new suit. I gotta I was seeing the She-Hulk red carpet stuff, and all the creators that we know and love. They're dressed to the nines. Some of them dyed their hair.
Did you see?
Green,
you see Amanda just vibing?
It's God!
I was gonna say Amanda just vibing, but
amazing.
Looking like
also
honeydew,
Right? Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Also, I do. no, awesome creator, a great mutual of
Yeah.
mine, and yeah, just if you're not following her, please go do it because she's amazing.
Yeah. Vagabondage is out there. We are streaming live to Twitch and to YouTube. Twitch.tv/The Keeg Show and YouTube.com/The Keeg Show. And then also, you know, if you're listening to the podcast and you can't see our lovely faces, that's wherever you get your podcast from. But what's up to Vaga out there, who says Marvel Aftershow is back? It is.
No volume.
No volume anymore. Yeah, our partnership is over. And because they're spending their money on Sheryl Crow and Michelle Branch. That's fine. That's fair.
Okay.
It's live music. They're focusing on live music, so the partnerships for a lot of the creators on it are over. So
yeah.
Hey, Michelle Branch slaps though. So
wait, is that a
no?
No, he's for serious.
Michelle Branch is very talented.
Oh, okay. Because didn't she get in trouble recently for domestic abuse?
Did she?
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I didn't know.
That's why I thought you were making the joke.
What?
So she slaps.
Nice.
Okay. Anyway.
Well, this.
Much like her partner. Anyways.
Wow.
So
cheating allegations.
We're here to talk about She-Hulk, and there's. I want to say there's a good amount to talk about. It's interesting seeing, like, we haven't seen the Hulk for so long, right? When was the last time we saw the Hulk? Endgame?
Yeah. We haven't seen him since Endgame. Oh, we saw him in the after credit scene of Shang-Chi.
Yeah, that's right.
But we saw him in human form, and I was like, why is he in human form? Like, what's happening? And I love it. We got a little bit more explanation to that.
Yeah. Is this too much change too fast?
What?
How are you guys feeling? I don't know. A lot got dropped on us in this episode.
Oh. I mean, they did kind of do a My Hero Academia thing where Hulk's arm is all of a sudden healed. So that's kind of.
I've never seen.
I know. I mean, I just did a weeb thing. Yeah.
Oh, I was right on.
you knew what I was talking about. Yeah, Midoriya.
Yeah. Breaks all of his limbs every episode, and then
yeah. And they hype up the fact that he gets permanent damage every time he uses his quirk or power. Mm-hmm. And so you're like, oh, wow, every time he does a move, it's a sacrifice. And then meets like a magical unicorn horse girl, and she heals him and then makes him stronger. And that's kind of like what Jen Walters did to Bruce. Mm. Your blood and my blood, they're mixed together. We got some genes. And you know what? My arm's healed. Yo, Tony. Whoa.
Walk in here.
Vagabondage says change more faster. Personally loved it and I'm ready to just sit back and giggle for the next 9 weeks. Oh yeah, I'm all for it. I'm not saying it's changed too fast per se. I'm just like there was a lot changed like recently. And I feel like just in phase 4, they're creating a lot more characters and a lot more plot like devices essentially that they can play around with in later phases, right? That's what I'm assuming.
I'm looking forward to no multiverse talk because I think we can take a rest, right?
I'm so tired of the multiverse. I am so tired of it. And the fact that this saga is called the Multiverse Saga. Oh.
I love multiverses, but I want them in specific areas. Yes. Okay. So this is how I've always felt is Spider-Man is multiverse, right? And X-Men is time travel. Mm-hmm. And then the rest of Marvel is just
well, Spider-Man's clones. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why you're like everyone's clones. Yeah.
But it's I mean it's multiple because it was like we want to see multiple versions of Spider-Man. We want to see a bunch of suits. I want to just love on that the weird super 90s Ben Reilly suit. Doesn't really make a lot of sense. But I literally played like 90% of the Spider-Man game in that suit because I have taste. And yeah, so X-Men was always time travel, and like you can't do time travel and multiverse at the same time. That's too chaotic, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the rest of Marvel is just widespread throughout the cosmos, which is okay. Just don't do multiverse cosmos stuff, because that gets too. That's just my thoughts on it.
Right.
Yeah, it reminds me of when I tried to do choose your own adventure books, and instead of making like a solid choice and then continuing, I put like post-it notes or just my fingers on the last page, and that's what multiverse is like. Oh, don't worry, we killed Reed Richards, but you can go back, and now that we have one of the, was Black Panther ever a Fantastic Four member?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay, because I know we have had Reed. I know obviously She-Hulk is a big Fantastic Four player.
She's been a Fantastic Four member.
Spider-Man, obviously.
Yeah, Spider-Man, Ghost Rider, Wolverine.
But Ghost Rider we haven't seen in the MCU, and we haven't seen Wolverine or
Storm also has been.
On the Fantastic Four?
Pretty sure.
I didn't know that. I'd have to check it out.
Yeah.
Though in off stream or something like that, I really want to talk to Paul and see how he feels about modern X-Men comics.
Well, Dimitri's like the current of the current. So
no.
Oh
no, I'm not skipping over you, but like his thoughts of like having the plot device where you can always come back because it's multiverse and stuff like that is like the X-Men of like death means nothing anymore. So yay.
I like the resurrection protocols in X-Men.
I love it personally. They implemented it in a unique way.
Yeah.
Right. I think the two islands is interesting, and I think I like that. I know we're way off topic. We are and I understand why you said off stream, but real quick, they've made it so it's like less about the action and more about like different avenues. So like having a gala or X of Swords is more like Smash or Mario Party than it is Smash Brothers. Like, yeah. So I think because they took that creative direction, that's what makes it better.
With Apocalypse
and wrapping it back to the Marvel Phase 4 Disney stuff. That's kind of what they're doing, and people are like upset that it's not serious or action packed. It's like it's stories that need to be told. You know.
What I like about this show though is, and they've been saying it leading up to this show, is that like it's a superhero show and a lawyer show, but it's trying to circumvent the tropes of both, right? It's trying to like subvert expectations of both genres. Even though superhero is not a genre, but like the whole like origin story thing kind of has a formula to it, right? But this is trying to like create its own thing. And there's a couple of times in this episode where they're like, okay, and then they cut to something else, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you pivoted, you know?
Yeah.
We thought we knew what was going to happen. And so I like this show and what it's trying to do. It's trying to create something new, you know?
Two things I want to say off the bat is I'm happy that the CG looks a lot better in the show than it did in the commercials, in my opinion. I don't think it's perfect by any means, but it looks a lot better than it did in the first, commercials. But I also wanted to address, I just saw Duck Dodgers in the chat say, enjoyed quick pace. I don't need to see another character go through the split personality thing again.
Moon Knight.
And but that's part of Moon Knight's character. It's also part of the Hulk's character.
Yeah.
That, like, as a child, he had a split, like he developed dissociative identity disorder, and that's what we've been seeing in the Hulk. And so and I love how she points out it's trauma that he's never dealt with.
Yep.
And that's why it keeps happening. And it's also a very easy explanation of why she doesn't have to go through it. She doesn't have another hand on the wheel because she doesn't have DOD.
Yeah.
DID. Sorry.
It's interesting that they're both cousins, and I like their like cousin relationship. I personally don't have. I have cousins, but we just all have like different relationships with each other. It's not this. I don't know. No, like, there's the cousins I like and the cousins I don't, and you know what I mean? Like some that I barely see, so I can't ever be like really close to them.
Sure.
I'm a little bit jealous that like these two characters are close, even though we've never heard Jennifer Walters be mentioned at all, even though they're like super close, Is that okay? Is that okay?
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, when would there be a time? Because
no, right, I get that.
They're not allowed to use Like, right? Isn't there a thing about the original Hulk or the second Hulk that they can't really talk about or use it too much?
They with the Hulk, it's weird because it's the distribution rights that they don't have. They have the character rights. There's a lot they can do,
but no solo movie rights.
Yeah, well, they can't distribute it. So if they made a solo Hulk movie, they couldn't put it on Disney Plus. That'd be crazy, right?
Or theaters.
Yeah. But I don't know. It would be super weird in anyone else's case. Like, what other hero besides what's his name and the Speedster and then.
What are you talking about? Quicksilver?
No, yeah, Quicksilver, Scarlet Witch are brother and sister, but they're both heroes. But other than that, it'd be super weird for Tony to always be like, "Yeah, my cousin over here," and like, "This is my family tree," just in case you didn't know.
Right.
Right. I don't think it's weird.
It's just, go on.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird that he wouldn't mention his cousin, especially if he's trying not to put a target on the back of his family members to get to him.
That's fair. I don't know what anyone else out there feels like. Duck Dodgers says, I've got some close cousins like that. It's a good time. Duck Dodgers says Spider-Man. I don't know what meant.
So I was talking about his
Bag
uncle.
of Bondage says, rights aside, when would there have ever been a moment that talking about Bruce's cousin makes sense? Yes. I get it. I'm not nitpicking. I know that people bring this up a lot for a bunch of different things, right? Like, what did they bring this up recently? They said, well, if this person existed, like, blah, 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 it's like, when do you... Oh, it was the hand, the eternal, the in Eternals, the hand that comes out of the thing.
Oh, that thing? Yeah.
And it's like, well, this is dumb because, like, nobody's mentioning it. It's like, yeah, but everything that's happened since then, there's no downtime to be like, hey, you know that big hand that popped out of the ocean that one time? Crazy.
Wasn't that hand in the Indian Ocean? Like
yeah.
All of this is told from a U.S. perspective,
right?
And if the MCU was real, the only story would be, hey, remember the time that Captain America went overseas and then like decapitated a guy with a shield and they fired him and hired a black Captain America? Like, I think that would be pretty big news. Hey, remember the time that big old tentacle monster with a big giant eyeball just attacked New York? That was super weird, right?
Right. You just don't
remember when the sky around the Statue of Liberty like got ripped apart? There's a lot of stuff happening. I feel like they would have talked about the hand for a day or two.
If that, like, I feel like if there's one ocean that Americans don't care about, it's the Indian Ocean. Because it's literally on the other side. Care about the Pacific Ocean. We care about the Atlantic Ocean. It's on East Coast, West Coast, right? But the Indian Ocean, like,
we care about chip shortage because all our toys are not coming from Santa Claus. And then the Suez Canal getting clogged, even though we couldn't find it on a map.
I just looked up how much it costs them per day for the Suez Canal blockage.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then for $200, some rant like Danny on the street, name 5 African nations. And most people cannot name a place called South Africa.
Oh, you're talking about real life.
Egypt. Like in real life.
I thought you were saying, like, if Billy Eichner did an MCU version of this, and, like...
Okay, can we get an MCU version of Billy Eichner walking around?
Asking MCU-related questions.
Name 3 people who signed the Sokovia Accords. And people were like, Kim Kardashian?
Yeah. Name one Avenger.
Where's Sokovia?
He would just be like, name one.
Vaguely Eastern Europe?
Well, it'd be like, name one woman Avenger.
Yeah.
And then they would just be like,
yeah.
You're right. We are very, American centric, sadly. So, I mean, our host, his home country has gone through some crazy shit.
You talking about me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, the Indian Ocean doesn't get much airplay. It's just
no. There's in New York. There is one guy on the street. He looks homeless and disheveled, but he has a sign saying, "Why aren't we talking about the hand in the ocean?"
Yeah,
that would be how we would handle it.
But like nobody would be surprised though. right?
Yeah.
Like it's not new news. It's just like something you're just like, there's a hand in the ocean. Okay, dude.
Also,
All right.
that pops up on the news and you're like, listen, man, I just got I got promoted to VP of this company like 4 years ago. And then the VP that was never got unseated just came back. And there was a lot of conflict and just stuff happening. Right. I'm a little busy to think about the Indian Ocean right now.
There's a TikTok creator. She's on Instagram also. She does dramatic like stories about what it would be like to love again after the blip.
Oh,
like
that's dark but interesting.
Yeah, but it's so good. Like I'll find her name, but like it's not for fun. Like she doesn't do it like it's not funny. It's just
it's a what if, but for normal people.
Yeah,
because that's what hit me hard about the movie Castaway when they're like, "We had a funeral for you." Yeah, and it's like, what's in the box? I don't know. I'm here. Yeah. Can I have my family back, please? No, that's awkward.
Her name is Steph Matarazzo.
Okay, I will write that down. I do feel like we have derailed. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
it's my fault.
Anyway, so let's talk about this. This starts off with like she's already She-Hulk, right? Like she's getting ready for a law thing, a court thing, a case, a court
closing argument,
closing statements.
Yeah, closing statement.
Okay. And
she's not DA yet.
And then she turns to the camera. So people say it's fourth wall breaking, blah blah blah. But fourth wall breaking could be anything, right? It could be literally like Deadpool's like, I see you out there, you're watching, blah, like I'm gonna reach through the screen and grab you, Bugs Bunny style.
Ferris Bueller, yeah.
But then there's Ferris Bueller. I feel like Ferris Bueller. It's just like
Deadpool does a Ferris Bueller in Deadpool, so
he does.
Yeah.
But like, how do you guys feel about fourth wall breaking in general?
When Zach Morris does it, it sucks.
I used to love that show until I started watching Zach Morris as a jerk, and I was like,
Zach Morris he's just trash.
Yeah.
He's just a horrible person.
Time out, and then he just does whatever he wants. Yeesh.
Well, here's the thing: his timeouts don't affect continuity. They're not supposed to. It's just him timing out. But there is one episode of Saved by the Bell where he times out and he moves a guy's fist out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
He can freeze time. That's part of the Saved by the Bell continuity.
Is Saved by the Bell the first superhero?
Yeah, he can freeze. He's Hiro Nakamura.
What if he broke that guy's wrist because freezing time and just like if they did real physics?
A quick yeah. But anyway, he normally doesn't affect his surroundings by freezing time, except in one episode he does.
Yeah. No, I'm a fan of the fourth wall breaking. That's a big part of Jennifer Walters in the comics. Yeah. And, everyone is really up in arms about comic book accuracy. So I'm happy to include that. And the way they do it, the reason I tend to enjoy it is because there is some exposition that I don't like in the story.
In what? In this one?
Just in general, like it's especially I listen to a lot of audiobooks, and sometimes if you're in the difference between audiobooks and audio dramas is audiobooks typically have a narrator in the people's voices versus audio dramas where it's a people and they like look at that thing, it's so big, it's massive, it's like it's unnatural, the exposition that they give us to get the audience up to speed. They're explaining things that every person in the universe should already know if you live there. By having fourth wall breaking, she can just tell us, and then they can act like actual people in their world.
Right. Right. It also breeds a certain familiarity with a character.
Yeah,
when she's talking to you like you're her friend, you know. And I think that's like important. Paul, did you have something to say?
Did I? No.
Did you?
I think it's covered. Nope. I mean, yeah, it's fine. The breaking the fourth, Chaco, you covered it. So, yeah.
Sorry.
No, you don't. Thank you for your thoroughness. Let's get to the chat. Let's get to Vagabondage.
Vaga says, back to She-Hulk, how did you feel about her point to Bruce when she talks about having more practice controlling her emotions?
Loved it.
This should be taught in schools.
Which part?
Just awareness that the female perspective, like in life, just the day-to-day. Mansplaining, she mentions really quickly. Guys just being gross to her in general, and her having to like have her temperament always, on. Whereas Bruce, unfortunately, is suffering from trauma, and he's probably buried himself in science, gamma radiation study.
Also, he's a man in STEM. A man in STEM is different.
Right. No,
you know what I mean?
Of course. Yeah, I actually drove to women from India, and they were doing like a women in STEM, like getting an award for it. And they're just like, yeah, we're just like called scientists back home. But when we come to America, it's women in STEM. And it's like, all right, whatever.
I mean, to be fair, okay, never mind. Anyway,
okay.
It's interesting you bring that up because we have I know friends of the channel would be like Shaylee or Sawyerism. I could only think of her name, which is just
right.
Sawyer.
Yeah.
But like we know lots of women in STEM who like complain about this stuff all over the time.
Oh, for sure.
And so I don't know. I do appreciate there was this one time I lived in this apartment, and there was this girl walking, and a guy walked behind her and was like, "Damn." And she was just instantly pissed, flipped him off, and all this stuff. And like quickened her step. Like she felt real fear because it was like evening time. She was, looking nice and like going out somewhere. And I know that because I was the dude, and I actually was looking at my phone watching the best crossovers of 2019 in the NBA.
Oh no.
and like Kyrie Irving literally just broke a guy's ankle, and I was like, damn.
Yeah.
And then a woman was I saw fear in her, and she flipped me off, and I was like, no, I'm not.
Larry David music. Yeah.
This story has more twists and turns than a San Francisco street. Because you said, Chaco, when you were telling the story just right now, you were like, and that man was me. And I'm like, what? And then it's like, but I did not mean to do it. I was watching a video. What?
It's weird to be part of that because the fear and the anger that she felt was real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't matter what my intent was. It doesn't matter that that's not what I was doing. I wasn't aware of it, but she's lived a life that has told her, if this happens, you got to go fear, puff yourself up to make yourself look more dangerous, or run. Right? Her fight or flight. I kicked off her fight or flight. I felt really bad about that because that probably affected her whole night. But it's stuff that we don't think about, when I saw a video and asked my wife, was like, when you get in your car, do you check the back seat to see if someone's back there? And she's like, oh yeah, all the time.
Mm-hmm. Zombieland.
I've never done that.
Yes.
Have you?
Master of None. Do you remember that episode where it's two women leaving the date and then two men leaving the date, and the two women are like, the leaves are rustling, it's dark out,
season
whatever.
1 or 2 or 3?
I want to say season 1. Oh. And then the two guys, they're walking. He's like, you want to go take a shortcut through the graveyard? Why not?
I love having these stories from those perspectives.
Right. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of us, we don't get to see those stories. We don't get to, it's hard when you go about your life thinking that your perspective is the only perspective. And then sometimes people have knee-jerk defensive reactions that if they don't experience something, other people don't experience something. So it's like the opposite of, I experience, so other people experience it. It's like I don't experience. You can't be experiencing this because I've never experienced that.
Yeah.
But with
Yeah.
these shows, brings to light a little bit of different. That's why we need different perspectives in these shows, right?
It's why I like the symbolism of him having this Hulk 15-year training like book, and he tears out like a whole stack of the first pages,
Yeah.
Because Jen's just like, yeah, I'm pretty smart. I know that's hard for you to believe.
Yeah.
I have to control my anger.
Yeah.
Every day at my job, which is true. And there's someone on TikTok called Mara J. Skywalker. I don't know if you follow her already.
Yeah.
Amazing Obi-Wan coverage. Is a lawyer. Is going to be doing lots of coverage of this. I would advise inviting her on here, and I'll make an intro if you'd like.
Cool.
I feel like there's so many layers to this show, and I just feel like I gotta wait another week to unpack more stuff. You know what I mean? I'm a little disappointed. I wish, I don't know, maybe like 2 episodes got dropped on the same day, because this is gonna be a long series. This is 9 episodes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Same.
I guess
What?
I don't like getting 2 episodes back to back.
Just two. Just the first 2.
I guess if it's a 6 episode series, then yeah, I really don't like it.
Oh no, but it's a 9 episode series.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like the whole non-introduction, it's to Titania, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, the fact that she just burst through a wall.
Does a flying kick.
Yeah, and she looks. Yeah, it's wire work flying kick. It
is. Listen, I love my own kung fu films, but sometimes that stuff looks a little weird.
Yeah.
But I have recently become a big fan of Jamila because I've been watching The Good Place for the very first time,
Mm-hmm.
and I am anxious to see how that relationship, because it feels like she's going to play a decently sized part, and we need to know why she was raging,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
She is She-Hulk's quote
Nemesis.
unquote greatest enemy. Yeah. Right now in the comics, though, they're kind of friends. They have a fight club. She's like, you always get angry. You want to fight me. Why don't we just fight? Like, why don't we, you know what I mean? Like, why? You don't have to rob a bank.
Don't rob a bank so that we have to fight.
Yes. Why don't we just fight? And so I think it was the most recent issue or 2 issues back of She-Hulk, like they're fighting, and then Ben Grimm comes out of nowhere and socks Titania because he didn't know. And he's like, oh. And so we got Titania, and then there's Volcana. Titania has a friend, and she has like magma kind of power.
Yeah, I've always thought it was Volcana was how it was pronounced, but I could be wrong.
Is it Volcana?
Is it?
Oh,
it's just Titania, right? It's not Titania. I just feel like Bobby
Titania.
Hill. It is Titania? Okay, sorry.
Well, I used to call it Titania because Titania's the elf, no, the fairy queen in Midsummer Night's Dream, and that's Titania, but it's not Titania. It's supposed to be like titanium. I didn't realize that until recently.
Yeah.
Titania.
Well, I went to school with a girl who looked exactly like Tatiana Ali, and then I did not shoot my shot.
Lucky you.
Look at me now. I'm on the key. You're welcome.
I don't know what.
I'm just names that sound. I'm just doing a string of thought.
Yeah. Or is this better or for worse? I don't know.
I'm kidding.
Vaga says the episode was long too. They're supposed to be like 30 minutes each. Yeah, I mean they're 30-minute episodes if you get 10 episodes, right? That's what was WandaVision? WandaVision.
They varied.
Yeah. 6.
Was it 6? WandaVision was more.
6.
No.
Because we got the first 3 episodes in one night, didn't we?
No.
Oh,
no.
We got 1 episode the first night.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 episode.
Maybe
you're
you just weren't watching it. But
You're right.
Multitasking.
Also, I'm partially dreading Andor because I feel like it's gonna be like 2 hours of content I'm gonna be watching at midnight.
Oh, that first night?
Yeah.
Because 3 episodes are dropping for Andor? Yeah.
So I have mixed feelings on how many episodes should drop, but I would have loved to have 2 episodes because this first episode just did a what's it called, like Swordfish or any of those movies where we're like, hey, you may wonder how we got to this point.
Oh, like a Guy Ritchie movie?
And then
where
we watch
it's like
that.
And then like it's frozen. It's like
At that moment, you knew he fucked up.
By the way, I am right, kind of. It wasn't the first 3 episodes, but WandaVision had the first 2 episodes that premiered at the same night.
Okay.
So,
but so for me, like one episode introduces all the players and sets up the world, and then the next like I feel everything usually takes 3 episodes to get in, but when it's come to these like short run things, it's usually 2, and that's why I do like 2 to drop, because 1 would be the recap of how we got to this point, and then the second one would be like, this is the story we are telling currently.
Yeah. And with a 9 episode season, we can afford to drop more than 1 episode at a time.
I feel like this is Ruffalo's only cameo.
You think he's gone?
Unless he might do like 1 after credits on the last episode, or he might, I don't know. I don't think it'd be right if he came in to, be the Deus Ex Machina.
Yeah.
Or anything like that.
I mean, the whole point is that like,
and the CG.
She's more capable. It's weird. Like, okay, Banner is super smart, but
not
super
more
smart.
Capable. It's just a different story.
I think she's more capable at being a Hulk. She like the Hulk.
He threw a rock into orbit.
No.
It had exit velocity.
I meant like mentally capable, like responsibility capable.
She has more experience dealing with her emotions.
Yeah. Where Banner, is just a scientist first.
Just a scientist.
He's multiple scientists.
Sorry. I mean, the fact that he like tells Ancient One, like, okay, we're going to fix the timeline by putting everything back.
Right. I'm saying I think that She-Hulk is way more capable, especially off the get-go, like right at the start.
So on my podcast, the High Ground podcast, which is Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, you should join us. We talk about stories. Anyways, one of the questions I asked people is if it was you can choose either Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader, but you have to challenge them to something, and the fate of the universe is the outcome.
Oh, easy.
What are you going to challenge them to? And the people I had on were like, okay, I'm going to challenge Darth Vader to Tekken 3. And you're like, and that's what I feel you're saying by her being more capable is like in this situation. Yes. I wouldn't put her up against Thanos. No. I feel like that would be bad.
No.
So she's less capable as a Hulk / superhero.
Well, we don't know. I don't know her. We don't know that. Of her powers,
that's
right?
True. That's true.
But I mean, she's capable as in she's not going to like knock down a building and kill a bunch of innocent people. You know what I mean? Like,
sure. Sometimes you need World Breaker Hulk, though. I'm sorry. I'm getting out.
Yeah, but I don't know about the power level comparison, but I'm just saying, like, managing the powers. It's like somebody who steps into a fighter jet and suddenly they know how to fly it, and it's like they just know.
I think we should do.
It doesn't happen in real life.
We should do wait and see because, like, are we projecting the MCU or the Marvel comics, Jen? Because, or are we just, because what we've seen so far, it's just training and she's reluctant. She doesn't want to be a superhero.
No.
So she's not going to react the way Banner is, where Banner's like, okay, well, this is the mantle. This is the responsibility. I like too how she really, the way she worded with great responsibility comes.
Yeah.
Or great power. And she doesn't say great responsibility. But yeah, she's really reluctant. So not yet. When we say capable, she's still hesitant. And there's just a lot of on the stuff. I don't know. she might have to deal with.
Vaga, I don't know if Vaga understands that I'm saying that Jen is, in my opinion, Jen is more capable than Bruce, but I do extrapolate kind of something from Vaga. Vaga saying you're saying Banner is the more capable Hulk. He's the only Hulk you've seen so far. I think the basic issue is that, like, yeah, we've only had one Hulk that we've seen anyway, right? So Bruce is the only Hulk I can compare Jen to, or anyone can compare Jen to, right? But I think that's where Abomination's going to come into play, because Abomination's kind of another Hulk, right?
Absolutely. And the way the place I'm standing out, just to be clear, is I'm saying it's in the overall tool belt that we have of superheroes. Like, you don't send the Hulk to do an espionage mission, right? You would send Black Widow, or Clint Barton if he's stealthing and murdering people. You know, depending on what you're doing, you need a certain tool. The Hulk is a jackhammer. Sometimes you don't want a jackhammer. Sometimes you don't need a jackhammer. And sometimes the jackhammer is just going to knock down the building rather than the person who saves it. So I'm saying I don't believe her to be more capable or less capable, just different.
Skill set. Yeah.
Okay. Huh. Interesting. Do you guys think we're getting Abomination in the next episode? Like, what do we like?
Yes.
I've seen too many clips and whatnot, you know? Like, I don't, like, there's so many random things I've seen. And I'm like, what takes place when?
I'm just calling right off the bat that we are going to get episodic adventures that has a single overarching narrative theme. And if that's the case, I think Blonsky will be introduced at the very end of the next episode. But the next episode will have its own internal thing that will be resolved.
Okay.
That's what I'm predicting for the show.
Yeah. What do, I mean, Paul, do you agree with that?
I'm just wondering if it's going to be like chronological. So we've seen Banner, then Blonsky, and then Wong.
Wong does show up. Yeah.
And then,
I mean, there are rumors that Ben Grimm shows up, but who knows?
How? Just as human Ben?
We don't know.
They've Kevin Feige said Fantastic Four movie is not going to be an origin story, so we may see seeds of these characters or things of that universe in other projects. I could see it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna prequelitis the whole show. Also, then
they're like best friends, you know.
And then Daredevil. So Matt Murdock is just gonna be like, "Hey, thanks a lot, Felicia Masters, for helping me out." Like
Felicia Masters or
Alicia? Alicia. I'm sorry. I'm getting Alicia Masters. Sorry.
Wait, when would? Okay.
Because if there's a Ben Grimm and there's a blind person, then it's all the blind people. I'm kidding.
You're right. Yeah, Alicia Masters is blind too. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. It's well, yeah, the two.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're getting a Matt Murdock, and then yeah. So should I expect the Juggernaut too, since that's an old flame or fling?
Well, some people say that Wyatt Wingfoot might show up. You know, you guys know Wyatt Wingfoot?
I do not. Well, you know, what is his name? The Frog?
Frogman.
Yeah, Frogman.
Frogman will be there.
Yeah. Wyatt Wingfoot is just, I don't want to say he's just a guy. He's like Johnny, one of Johnny Storm's really good friends. He dates She-Hulk. But like somebody found someone in the trailer and they were like, could that be him? You know.
I'm just saying there was a thing that happened on Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
Where her and Luke Cage.
I don't think they're gonna reenact that.
They're not gonna get coffee.
It might be too much. It might be too much for Disney Plus show.
The after credits.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. I mean Captain America does.
Yeah. Are we gonna talk about like that they brought the meme essentially? It was like a meme / fan theory / whatever.
It means that they're paying attention to the fandom. Right. That was also my prediction as well. The answer to that question.
What? You thought they would answer that question specifically?
Oh, no. That was my
USO
answer
tour.
to that question of like, he was on USO
Oh.
tours. There was these women dancing around him all the time, including potentially Star-Lord's mom or grandma. That she looks as a spitting image of, because same actress. But yeah. So the actual answer is what I predicted.
Oh, I thought you were like, my predictions for She-Hulk is they talk about whether Captain America fucks. Like, what?
Commercial.
Who would have thought?
For those who don't know, right before we started, I was talking about my predictions because we saw the spaceship from the Grand Master that people were predicting was from the Grand Master. People were saying, "Oh, it's probably bringing Scar, which is the Hulk's son." And I was like, "That's stupid." Because if it was the same ship, which it doesn't look like the same ship, and that ship, I believe, was destroyed right outside of Asgard, but that's a whole separate topic. Well, maybe it got destroyed and flew through space and through the devil's anus and landed back on that planet, and Scar found it and then flew it to Earth. But that sounds like a lot of stuff.
They didn't set up the Stone Skin race and mother of Scar.
Yeah.
So.
Sierra, Kyra.
Yeah.
I think people were saying like this whole thing is just going to be Scar and building up to World War Hulk, and with everybody's insane fan theories, you can kind of get a sense for what kind of person they are. You know what I mean?
That's true. If you don't want the She-Hulk show to focus on She-Hulk, I don't like you. Right. I don't want to talk to you.
Right. You know who the worst people are in a haunted maze? Are the people that keep trying to peek around the corner and scare the monster and not like enjoy the maze itself. As a person that worked at Knott's Berry. So yeah, just enjoy the ride, you know. Right. It'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I just think it's funny that like people are like when it comes to like Black Panther Wakanda Forever, people are like or some people are like, yeah, Killmonger, he's gonna be brought back to life and then he's gonna be a good guy and he's gonna become Black Panther. And it's like, or Nakia is just Black Panther. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Occam's razor.
Just what? But that's the problem with the multiverse, though. That's the problem, the open can of worms they've done. Because somebody said they can just take T'Challa from another universe where he looks different.
No, they cannot, actually. I mean...
Somebody said that. I don't believe it. But
not without extreme backlash.
Right. And I don't think that they wouldn't do that, right?
Terrence Howard, you look different.
I'm Black Panther, man.
I told you I was going to get paid. Sir, we are on set. That is not your line. Well, I'm done for the day. Send those dailies.
Terrence Howard's Black Panther.
Also, that would a lot more questions.
Yeah. But what I mean is, like, people are trying to decentralize the main character, right? Like, it's like, oh, heavens forbid we have these, like, female characters in Black Panther that can be Black Panther. No, let's bring back Killmonger, resurrect him. And I get it. I love Killmonger. Michael B. Jordan. Killmonger. Amazing.
Shaka Zulu. Yeah.
You know? But, like, so we're not going to get this show about Scar that leads us to World War Hulk, where She-Hulk just like sits down and doesn't do anything. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, the other thing, this is kind of a tangent as well, but like, there's always like a handful of female or Black or Asian, like a small pool. And that's everyone's fan cast forever. I'm tired of watching people say what they want Giancarlo Esposito. He can't be everyone.
He can't be everyone.
You know,
you
and right
before,
before,
the right one. Yeah.
right before that, it was Michael B. Jordan. Was everyone's fan cast for everything, and then before that, it was Idris Elba.
But that's the way fan casting has always kind of been. Like I was very involved in the fan casting kind of, you know, scene back in the, you know,
back on your Tumblr,
mid 2000s. It was all message board kind of stuff, but people essentially grab from the movies that just came out and like they fan cast from that, and they fan cast from their limited knowledge. But what ends up happening is for minority groups, these people who are doing fan casts haven't watched a lot of, let's just say, black-led films to actually know that there's a full breadth of black actors out there that could be playing Miles Morales instead of the kid from Stranger Things. You know what I mean? Like
He would do well,
Caleb
though.
McLaughlin, great, you know, but come on, like,
No.
we don't need he's gonna be Static and Miles. Like, everybody just wants, like, you know what I mean? So it's that's the way I view it.
Speaking of the actors, I mean, how do you guys feel about Tatiana Maslany's performance? Because I loved
Orphan Black.
Yes, I was going to say Darker Than Black, which is an anime that I also love, but why?
I don't know why it's so funny to me. Okay. Yes, continue.
I just I loved her performance there. There was one time where she's like one of the clones pretending to be another one of the clone, and you can tell by how she acts, which to me is bonkers.
Yeah.
I'm curious how you guys felt about how just the character from the little bits that we got.
Look, I think she's gonna do amazing. I don't think this episode obviously is the full range of her talent. I don't think anything much in this episode has like tested her character enough, you know?
If I was a casting director, she's hired for whatever. She's like she has like infectious positivity. And I don't know, like just how she is with Bruce, like they're back and forth, you know, it's
natural.
It's just fun. And she's got claws, but they're never like for blood, you know?
I like it.
Actors that can play serious roles but also not take themselves too seriously. Like, is there ever a moment in Jared Leto's career where he's like driving a car and just kind of like shooting the shit and just kind of having a little bit of fun? Does he ever have fun in his role?
No, he's tortured, like tortured a genius that is sad and emaciated at all times.
I have to be a method actor. I have to mail Will Smith filled condoms and rotten liver.
I like how you said that, because it's so true that she's just charming as all get out in everything. Like, she was in 1 or 2 episodes of Parks and Recreation, and you recall, she was a doctor that Aziz Ansari's character was interested in, and he like just affected a British accent to try and impress her. And even in that role, she just had the same type of like, she had claws and was like down for it. But it was just, I like how you said that.
Yeah.
If the question is, am I in love? Yes, but I've been doing that a lot in Phase 4.
You're a whore for Phase 4? Gotcha.
Kinda. Yeah, well, also, yeah, kinda, yeah.
I am very much not. Only for Miss Marvel's grandmother, great grandmother.
Oh, I was like,
great grandmother.
Oh, wow, you really love those toffees.
Yes.
I'll get you some ASMR of her just
tuck me in my knee, bud.
Tuck me. Help me out.
Yes. The great grandmother who, the
flashback, the young version.
I mean,
yes.
I still think my number one in Phase 4. Oh no,
maybe Jimmy Chan.
It's Monica Rambeau for me. Tiana Paris.
She's in the top 3 with the other 2 that I just named.
Makari is also has a lot of charm to her.
Damn it. I'm a whore for Phase 4.
I mean, even Agatha. I mean, Catherine Hahn.
What do you mean even?
No. Catherine Hahn. Well, because she's like a villain. I don't know. Just like she's not portrayed in like a sexy way. You know,
Yeah.
Agatha. You know, but like.
Well, I mean.
But I've always loved Catherine Hahn. Like, Step Brothers.
Yeah, when she was using that urinal. Yeah, that was pretty.
Oh no, not that part. But.
Talking.
Moon Knight's wife. Oh
yes, May Callum.
Yeah, never mind. I'm in love with every person.
It is.
The whole, yeah, that's
but
true.
You know why? I think they've just diversified it. It's just everybody is stunning and different and doing a great job, you know? And I think that's kind of what Phase 4 is.
I learned what belay means, and yeah.
Oh yeah, we talked about it on the episode.
I mean, I know what. Oh,
what
belay, as in rock climbing term?
Yeah.
Trying not to use a double entendre with that one, but
but yeah, there's I'm a whore for Phase 4. Okay, real quick as we wrap everything up, what do we think is gonna happen? You got wild predictions? Say it now.
Wild predictions for 9 episodes.
For 9 episodes, I think we're getting the Thing. I think we're gonna get Fantastic Four characters. Not everybody, but I think we're gonna get White Wingfoot. I think we'll get the Thing. In that same episode, we might get Willie Lumpkin. Is that his name? The mail guy, the post office, the mailman,
the Baxter Building,
mailman.
Mailman.
I think he'll pop up. I think there's going to be one episode where we're going to get a bunch of Fantastic Four like side characters.
It's her show. I mean, isn't there anything like that she needs to address?
I don't know yet. You're saying like, what are my theories about her own plot?
Like to draw from her lore. Yeah. So I don't know the character that well outside of the crossovers and comics.
Yeah.
So for me, my predictions are just that this actually is going to be a cameo of the week show, because by the very nature of the show of being we're running court cases, like I think we're gonna get a little feel of like Harvey Birdman.
Yeah.
Cookies
on
law,
dowels.
Like,
you get that thing I sent you?
And that's what I hit. Anyways, yeah, so that's what I'm expecting to happen here. But keep She-Hulk's tone. Yeah, we're gonna see Daredevil. He's gonna be lighthearted. People are gonna cry about it. Those people don't read comics. Frank Miller does not write every single comic. Not everything is a Frank Miller comic.
Thank goodness.
Calm down.
Yeah,
I would kill myself, probably, like literally, if it was, because he's not the most uplifting man. Anyhow,
also, he's not that good anymore. Frank Miller has
post 9/11. Yeah,
I mean, he went crazy with 9/11.
Well, he wasn't responsible, but yes. Anyways, what?
Sorry, that was just. It felt like something like a conspiracy you would hear from an NPC in Grand Theft Auto. I was like,
yes, I am with you. Maybe it is a cameo of the week type thing where it's different things. I think she's gonna have an overall arc with Titania, whatever that may be. I think that might be a character that lasts the whole way, and there's probably going to be a mundane plot that's overarching. Like, she loses her job and has to figure out whether she wants to work for the rival law office. Something mundane. And then the superpowered stuff is the stuff that kind of is set dressing for it. This is a legal show. This is a lawyer show.
I know. I was just wondering, like, maybe, like, there's a bribe. Obviously, she has to defend Emil Blonsky at some point. So... we'll get to see that case, I hope, because like it'd really suck if like there's just a freak of the week bursting through and they have to make Hulk proof courtrooms and have that'd be so awesome if they had like a Hulkbuster bailiff or someone that could act
That would
as
be super
bailiff.
cool.
Let's have
You
some
know.
fun, you know?
Yeah.
Sokovia Accords. I want them to be addressed in this show of like, hey, you know what would be really stupid if Thanos was coming to Earth, but we had to like hold Congress first. So yeah, that's something I definitely want out of the show. Also, I think this first episode sets the stage for the entire overarching plot, where it's going to be oscillating back and forth between what it means to do the job that she wants to do and helping, because all she wants to do is help the little people.
Yeah.
Which is what you do as a superhero, just in a very, very different way. And the very final episode, she's going to have to fight Blonsky, and she's not going to fight him in the same way that the Hulk is going to fight him. She's going to actually appeal to his humanity and get him to stop versus punching him until he stops.
Yeah.
That's going to be my hard prediction for like the overarching.
Okay.
thing.
Duck Dodger says she's gonna be dating in this series, right? I want to see more dating. Call me a sucker for that. I love relationship comedies. I want dating stuff. I want will they won't they's. I want yes they did. You know what I mean? If this episode is any indicator of like kind of what they're going to be touching on, it's I want them to bring up kind of the mundane headcanon stuff that we've been talking about. So like Captain America being a virgin, but like let's talk about some other stuff, and touch on the real world kind of aspect of it.
This is also going to sound odd, but I need her to be a bisexual because I want all the dude bros to be as mad as possible. And I think it'd be hilarious.
Yeah, that's possible. I also think that the dude bros would then be like, well, then at least I'm just going to watch it for that then. I don't know whether...
I think just the acknowledging that women have it tough with the temperament thing is already going to have the typical YouTubers that farm outrage because that's where their money comes from. And it's super sad. The dark side's really quick, it's very seductive.
Is it Mark Twain who said
He was quoting Yoda.
the dark...
More powerful? No.
Anyway,
Wait, no. Mark Twain is Yoda's pen name. What?
That's not what I was going for,
Yoda.
but I lost it.
Samuel Clemens. Twain.
Vagabonded says Marvel has described Titania as an influencer, so that'll be hilarious to see. I mean, that's literally Tahani in Good Place. So cool. She looks great, by the way. Jamil. Like, she's always looking good. So good for her.
It was just a lot. I'm just saying the outfit was very loud and like.
Oh, it's very
her hair was. I don't know. It was funny.
Yeah,
it was like she karate kicked out of a 1980s music video.
Yes.
I want to see the full extent of how strong she is because it didn't seem like she was very strong compared to She-Hulk.
I mean, she lived.
Yeah.
Like.
I want to see Absorbing Man. Because Absorbing Man and Titania are lovers. They're like... What?
Well, I mean,
I get the same actor.
Oh God!
Which one?
That's creepy.
From Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
Oh, that one. Right.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did Paul think?
Of course, the first Hulk movie.
Nick Nolte?
Nick Nolte with the mugshot. And what is he, like 100? Was he cremated? No. He's still alive, right?
Nick Nolte is the final evolution of Justin Bieber. I know you can't get
what?
Nick Nolte was the
absorbing man, yeah.
In the first Hulk, yeah.
And that's why you need to make him dumber and not related to Bruce Banner at all. Because that's the whole thing about Absorbing Man. It's like he would be a god, but he's so stupid.
He's just a common crook.
Yeah,
the thug.
Herd thugs.
But him and Titania actually are in love. So I want to see that.
Over and under on the Wrecking Crew. Happy opinion.
Wait, they showed up in the trailer.
Oh, I haven't been watching all the trailer coverage to be quite
I'm sorry,
honest.
that's a spoiler. I'm sorry.
Oh
The
no!
wrecking crew
I
will be showing up, but it looks like they have alien.
Yeah, that's
tools.
what I was thinking.
They look like alien tools,
like the Vulture crew.
Yeah. Did you guys hear about the Hood? The Hood is the villain in Ironheart.
I heard about that.
And it's Anthony Ramos.
I did. I don't care anything about the Hood. I just love Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom like banished the Hood in Infamous Iron Man, and I just love that scene. It made me really happy. He's like, I didn't kill him. I just teleported him to like the middle of a random desert.
Was that when he's
where he's gonna die?
When he's with the Cabal?
Yes, yeah. He becomes Infamous Iron Man, meets with the Cabal, and those
there's a lot of cool things coming up, and I'm hoping this show really introduces a bunch of new characters that we can then kind of mine from in the future. Because that's what Marvel's kind of doing. Marvel seems like they have a plan, but also if people really like a character, they spin them off. Like Agatha, I don't think you could convince me that they thought they would do an Agatha spinoff after WandaVision until WandaVision came out and people liked Agatha. You know?
Yeah. Well, she has a theme song, so
she did. But it's also Catherine Hahn. Like once you sometimes you see this amazing thing in person and then you're like, we gotta keep working with this person. You know?
I love the stories of Kevin Feige almost spoiling it because of how catchy the theme song is, and he was found himself singing it in inappropriate places.
I didn't know that was a thing, but okay. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, but this is so just real quick. Phase 4 is the thing I really want to make sure to stress, and I stress this all the time. Phase 4 is phase 1 of the multiverse saga.
Yeah.
About what a phase 1 has to do in a 3-act story arc. What would the first act do?
It's the setup.
That's what this is going to do.
Yeah.
If you're upset that the first act of this project doesn't get you as hype as the third act of the previous one, that's supposed to be how it works.
Right. We can't keep having like it moving upwards. It has to go like this. And people have limited, memory.
Also, like cameos are such a flash in the pan. Like I don't know. There's no longevity to it. And that small dopamine button of seeing Black Bolt or Reed Richards, like
Glub Shitto in the corner there.
Yeah,
Glub Shitto. Not Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if we see them again. I know it sounds weird because people talk.
Nah, Toby was looking old, man.
He's starting to look like Jean-Claude Van Damme does now, where you're just like, ooh, that you really should put some more sunscreen on.
As we Vagabondage says, I just saw that Renee Elise Goldsberry is going to be in this as Mallory Book, another superhero lawyer. I saw an interview with her. Renee Elise Goldsberry had a really good TikTok in 2020. Anyway, I'm a whore for phase 4.
Real quick though, do you guys like lawyer shows?
I'm cool with lawyer.
What's your favorite?
Daredevil.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah,
okay. I did like how Daredevil pulled it off.
Franklin and Bash. I love that.
Franklin and Bash was good. Yeah.
I even quote often when someone else wins, and you're like, yeah, gloating is for those who are unaccustomed to winning. That's one of my favorite quotes.
Yeah. Don Cheadle and Picket Fences. Okay, there. I'm done.
We gotta wrap things up, but I want to ask you guys. Well, first thing, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Paul, where can we find you?
Mr. Plow, Paul Lau Jokes on Twitch, and Paul Lau Jokes is on Twitter. It's mostly political stuff, so you can find me on the other spots. And you can hear me. Okay, fine. There we go. But yeah, I got a stream deck, so I'm going to be more annoying. You're welcome. All right.
And Chaco, where can we find you?
Yeah, Darth Chaco, TikTok, Darth Chaco on YouTube. Hopefully, we'll be making a lot more YouTube content. Also, I'm not working, so I should crank it out like it's someone's business. But I also am at Darth Chaco 7 on Twitter. Follow the High Ground podcast. We go live Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, and we pick a random Star Wars topic. But the High Ground podcast, my channel in general, is going to start branching out into more fandoms, because I also do that in the Force podcast on Saturdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is me and Element 7. And yeah, just big old geeks, been geeks our entire lives. And even in our phases where we were trying to be cool, like you get older and you realize, nah, being a geek was way better.
Life is way more fun when you are allowed to kind of enjoy what you want to enjoy for the sake of enjoying it, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you guys both for coming on the show. Paul for being my co-host, as always, and Chaco for coming on the show and being one of the faces on Mount Keegmore. And on the back of Mount Keegmore is your butt, you know. Just so.
I'll send you a picture of that too.
Yeah, on all fours. You're stuck in the mountain on all fours.
It's like a sphinx.
Yeah, it's like a sphinx in a sphinx pose.
So that's why he's called the Sphinx. Okay.
I like too that it's your bare ass, right? Just polished marble on the back. It's
short for sphincter.
Yeah, sphincter.
Ew. Thank you guys.
Tours through the tunnel, right?
Thank
Got
you,
it.
Vaga out there. Thank you, Duck Dodgers out there. Thank you to anyone out there who's watching the live stream on twitch.tv/The Keeg Show or youtube.com/The Keeg Show. Or maybe you're listening to the podcast wherever you get your podcast from. So Apple Podcasts, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We also got a Patreon, patreon.com/The Keeg Show. Look us up there if you want to give back. But we're on social media at The Keeg Show. So pretty much wherever you want to find us at The Keeg Show. TikTok and Instagram are big ones, but we're also on Facebook and Twitter as well. This is a weekly show, so we're going to be back same time, same place for episode 2. I forget who is guesting on next week's episode, but we got a lot of really awesome guests lined up, so definitely stay tuned. Other than all that, that is pretty much the gist of things. Every Friday night, we got an episode of The Keeg back. Every Saturday, or every other Saturday, we got The Keeg Talks. This weekend, we're talking about just the state of the DC universe. And we're going to kind of get a lay of the land for that. And then, do a lot of other stuff. So definitely stay tuned. Other than that, that is the end of this episode. This is the She-Hulk Aftershow, talking about episode 1. I'm your host, Dimitri Pereira. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Super